Dre's making us some breakfast, pancakes and sausage. We are currently in Marathon, Texas, which is a cute little town. It's only a population of about 450 people, and it's had an interesting history over the years, but mainly was known for being a natural wax and rubber manufacturing area before it became cheaper to make those things overseas. Kind of now a gateway or stopping point to go to Big Bend National Park, which is where we're headed today.
Hopefully enjoy some hot springs because it's been freezing in Texas.
We're good at apparently traveling and finding all the cold fronts because the entire time we've driven south from New York for this trip, we've pretty much encountered cold weather and kept pushing further south. Within the last 2 days, Big Bend got like a 2-foot snowstorm, and when we were driving here yesterday, there was snow everywhere from the same storm. So yeah, can't seem to get away.
We are at the Marathon Motel and RV Park. We usually don't prefer to stay at RV parks. We just really wanted to shower. It's been 4 days since we got a shower. So that was the main objective, to stay here for the night. And we're only an hour and 40 minutes outside of Big Bend National Park. So this morning, our plan is to just get the van all packed up. Wiley's finishing the dishes right now. I want to get to the campsite, kind of check it out, and depending on how much time we have, maybe do a day hike. We love visiting national parks, but the only bummer side of it is obviously the dog's not allowed and she can't go on the trails with us. So it's definitely a constant balance of us trying to make sure she gets enough exercise and she's happy to be in the van for the rest of the day, so then we can go and explore and play. But it's just all part of, you know, bringing your pup along with you, but we wouldn't have it any other way. We're on 385 on our way into Big Bend National Park. We're gonna spend 3 days and 2 nights and then just do some day hikes. So when we came into the park, I always like to go in and talk to the rangers or the volunteers and just kind of get the scoop on, with how much time we have here, what we should do and see. And they recommended to go into Chisos Basin, which I think is one of the most popular areas of the park, which is actually what's behind me right there, and do the Lost Mine Trail. They did let us know that there's construction starting tomorrow, so I'm glad that we went in and asked them because we might have missed out on that. So I think our plan for today is just to go sightsee and do a little bit of hiking. Tonight we'll be staying at the Rio Grande campsite.
See you in a bit, Mama.
So we currently decided to do Lost Mine Trail, and there is a lot of snow, but that's okay. We can handle it. We're from the Northeast. Just wasn't expecting it in Texas. And it's 4.8 miles round trip, and it's supposed to give us a really good view of the Chisos mountain range. Does not feel like Texas anymore. We are at the top of the Lost Mine Trail, and it is 360 view of mountains. Very gorgeous day. So it was about 2.4 miles to get to the top and to get a nice 360 view, and it took us about an hour. We were trudging through the snow and some puddles, but worth it.
Awesome day. It feels like it's about 60 degrees, and 2 days ago it snowed 2 feet, so I'll take it.
Looks gorgeous on the mountains though, so I don't mind. Baby girl.
So we're back in the van after our hike today. When we got back to the campsite, we took Maisha for her Maisha miles. A couple of hot laps around the campsite because she's not allowed on the trails in national parks. So during those couple of hot laps, she got really excited because for the first time ever, she saw quite a few javelinas from around here. And she really wanted to go get to know them, but we weren't letting that happen. So interesting because we haven't seen them before either, so that was kind of cool. So had some dinner. Now we're hanging out.
It is our second morning in Big Bend, and today we're going to take the Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive and gonna do a couple small day hikes today. There's my ride. Today we're going to explore the southwest side of the park, and the park ranger that I talked to yesterday said to do the Santa Elena Canyon Trail first thing in the morning because the parking lot fills up pretty quick, and he said it was one of the best hikes. It's a short hike, it's less than 2 miles, but he said it was definitely worth coming all the way down here to check out. So we're not very far into this hike already, but the scenery is beautiful. You get the valley view and get to see the Rio Grande, which is over here behind me. And you're in the middle of these tall canyon walls that are about 1,500 feet high. And here's the view from the front. This is an easy hike. Everyone can pretty much do it. So it's nice and short with great views. side note conversation we were just having is when you live in a van and you don't get to shower every single day, when you're around people that shower every single day, you tend to notice how soapy, shampoo-y, and perfumey they smell when you pass them when you're doing hikes. And I was just telling Wiley that I think we've officially entered into dirtbag status.
Unintentionally. This is the end of the hike. We got to, I guess, what you'd call the point of no return. It doesn't go any farther than this, but the river and the canyon walls look fantastic. The water is really shallow. Just saw a couple kayakers go by. Looks like something we would definitely want to paddleboard if we had the option.
Listen, I saw your poopies in the road this morning, so I knew you weren't that far away.
After checking out Santa Elena Canyon, we've now come farther back up Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive, and now we're doing another hike, which is the Chimney Hike, and it's about 2.4 miles each way. And it's a little bit more of a desert hike than a canyon hike. And I believe we're walking to see some hoodoos and things like that.
There's the chimneys. Are the chimneys, and there's a herd path around them, so we're gonna follow that around the chimneys and then head back. Good morning. So this is our last day in Big Bend National Park. We're just doing the Rio Grande Nature Trail, which is right off of the campsite to see the views of the Rio Grande. And then I think after that we're gonna go see Balanced Rock and then probably head out. This is the top of the Rio Grande Nature Hike. Nice view of the Rio Grande and of the Mexican mountains. We are on our way to Balanced Rock Hike. It's off of the primitive road, but easy enough that even a car could do it to get to the trailhead for this. So we drove 6.5 miles out on Grapevine Hills Road to get to the trailhead for Balanced Rock. It's 2.2 miles round trip, so it's an easy hike, only 80 feet elevation to go see some rocks that fell on top of each other and are balancing.
I am currently standing under Balancing Rock. It's an impressive sized rock, as they aptly named it, that is precariously balancing between those two rocks. Worth the hike.
Apparently there's donkeys on the loose for the next 8 miles in Texas. We read that Big Bend is one of the least visited national parks of all the national parks in the US. And we want to know, comment below, if you would go out of your way to come to Big Bend National Park.
We definitely think it's worth it.